Some viewers may find the following video disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
At the very same time that America refused to give the Negro any land, our government was giving away millions of acres of land in the West and the Midwest, which meant that it was willing to undergird its white peasants from Europe with an economic floor. But not only did they give the land, they built land-grant colleges with government money to teach them how to farm. Not only that, they provided county agents to further their expertise in farming. Not only that, they provided low interest rates in order that they could mechanize their farms. Not only that, today many of these people are receiving millions of dollars in federal subsidies not to farm, and they are the very people telling the black man that he ought to lift himself by his own bootstraps. Now, this is what we are faced with, and this is the reality. Now, when we come to Washington in this campaign, we are coming to get our check.
I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing, bitches banging, 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 banging. I remember when the ATL wasn't banging, now they banging, 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 banging. Niggas throwing sets and them bullets start ringing like bang, bang, oh, bang, bang, bitch, nigga, bang, 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 bang.
So for the generation that is born right after the crisis, we call them the prophet archetype, and that would be, for instance, boomers, but we've had many other examples. Indulgently raised in a very secure era, they come of age during these times of spiritual awakening, a lot of protests, a lot of social divisions, and they break through. They try to, they want to individualize the country. They want to free individuals from the sort of tyranny of the collective.
Give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Everybody wanna ride for it with no car. Make a lot of money, live life like the stars do. If you do what they do, then what kind of king are you? Don't let money change you for the bad. Do what God's do. Everybody say they want power, but they don't really want power. They let the money, hoes, and fame make them a dummy. Money never made me, bitch, I'm making the money. I keep a smile every day, whether rain or sunny. A main bitch a day, wanna she kept it 100. A young 5'6" addict who love to get blunted. Off in the bed, I'm the dog, that's right, I'm atomic. Bury the bone in the cat, get back to the money. All the jealousy and lying niggas throwing at each other over crumbs on the cool, it's hard to consider. Some of you niggas to be real, cause you're real bitch made. These days, and the whole be harder than niggas. But I don't give a fuck, never have, never will. Real niggas really scared to tell it like it is. So many heartbreaks, hella blood, sweat, and tears over game. Now this is how I feel, tell them I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Tupac, nigga, I don't give a fuck. Niggas hating on the low, I don't give a fuck. I'ma get more money, more, I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. Like Too Short, nigga, I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. I beat it with the microphone, I'm a flame spitter. Was a peacemaker, now a menace like the cane, nigga. Haters and you homo thugs fucking up the game, nigga. We were never in the same class, you a lame, nigga. I don't got time to be dissing a nigga who ain't worth a penny, cause mentally I'm too above, but this in the fake. On top of that, I'm a player, the player hating that's never been in my blood, nigga. That's ammunition for hate. If I call up the cavalry, it'll be a fatality one. more thugs, fucking up the game, nigga. You a lame, nigga. Give a fuck, 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 give a fuck. I don't give a fuck, I don't give a fuck, give a fuck, give a fuck. You can fuck my bitch, I don't give a fuck. I can get another one, I'm rich and I don't give a fuck. Tell them I don't give a fuck, give a fuck.
Red alert. All hands stand to battle stations.
Warning. Warning. Nigga babble detected. System overload. Warning. Warning. Nigga babble detected. System overload.
You talking choppers, you getting right. You wanna blow with the dope every night.
Said he wanted some scratch, so he took him all night.
Say you wanna get paid, you wanna be right.
He team 4K got slapped
Walking
with
down,
pipe.
still got on these shades, even though it ain't night. Cause they little pink pills too hard. Let's go on a SRT with a Draco tank. Got a little boy way, can't sleep at night.
You gotta go get your motherfucking dope. You gotta run, say fuck out that hoe. I was just broken, I didn't have a friend, so I went in the trap and I sold me some dope.
Let's
for
go.
real.
Poppin' purse, make her suck dick for an hour, get to work. I told the bitch to get nasty for double. She bought her best friend, they for each other. Okay for me, make her fuck my brother. Got a team full of players, free band, no struggle.
Big 4K down to the door.
Might get in there, mo, go dig with shovel. Break out the chopstick, hit on wherever. Broad daylight, bitch, I'ma get on wherever. Let's go, double O walk on this bitch, but I like to talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
Perkins said walk on this bitch, the Perkins said talk on this bitch.
Hold on.
I should be geeking out drugs, taking all kinds of shit. Bitch wanna fuck, she fine, you see all kind of
Running
bitch.
through the design, don't care about shit. I can work one time, though. Here's a little man got shot, you slide, little boy, you a bitch. 15 bone, one plate on me. 15
Peace. What's going on? What's happening? Long time no hear from everybody. What's going on? Yeah, man. Same old shit with me. Same old business. Let me put the link in the chat. I ain't been on this damn thing in so long. Hold on. Give me a second. Let me see. 'Cause I'm doing everything from my phone. Let me see how this works. I don't remember. Boom, bap, boom. So the link is in the chat now. Peace, everybody that's going to watch this later on. I know it's late. I just wanted to come on real quick. First and foremost, just to say what's up to everybody, give a quick update on what's been going on with me, the future of the channel, all this and that. So I started a new job. Kind of, sort of. So everybody knows, you know what I'm saying, that's tight knit with me. I was with a company for the majority of what I was doing. I was hauling aluminum. Shit got iffy around Trump time with the tariffs and all this, that, and the third. And, you know, it started getting wonky. It started getting sporadic. You know what I'm saying? I mean, work in general didn't get sporadic. What I wanted to do got sporadic. And it started fucking with my money. I was like, hey, man, like, you going to have to come up with something quick. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to work it out some type of way. You know, I was okay. Hauling tractors and all that shit, but that's not what I wanted to do. Because I fell into a groove hauling the aluminum. So I said, hey, man, look, you're going to have to let me know something definitive at some point in time. That never came. So I said, hey, look, why I'm going to keep fucking with you, who's essentially the middleman, when I can go direct to the source? And that's what I did. So now I'm working directly for this aluminum manufacturer with the trucking company that works directly for this aluminum manufacturer. And this is what I'm doing now. In another truck, look at the bunny rabbit. In another truck, with another company. I've been over here a little less than a month. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. With that comes with getting not necessarily comfortable, but getting shit how I want it in the truck. Right now, my shit is bare bones. I ain't got shit. I ain't got shit. The previous company I was with provided all the amenities in the truck. I ain't have to worry about shit. It was whack bam boom right there from the dealership. With this company, it's older trucks, so they gotta put shit in there as you get in the truck. This is my truck. I ain't no slip seating or swapping or nothing like that. But the motherfucker is bare bones, so they have to order shit that I need in the truck, which is taking a long ass time. You know, shit on back order and stuff like that. I have no external power in this truck. Well, I should say external auxiliary power. I don't have any auxiliary power, meaning I don't have an inverter. Meaning I can't plug up 120 point 20 volt shit in here. I can't do it. Until I get the inverter. I don't have a refrigerator. I don't have a microwave. I ain't got none of that shit. I've been eating out the truck stops. Here at the aluminum plant, they got a break room with a microwave and all that shit, but they ain't got no refrigerator. So at the very least, I could like, okay, because you know I don't like eating out that much. I like to fucking bring food. You know what I'm saying? So at the very least, at the in the break room here, I could put shit in the refrigerator, and I'm here every other day, so I can like get shit at least 3 times a week, and fucking put it in my. I can't even do that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm pretty much assed out for the time being. Hopefully, sometime this month I'm supposed to get my inverter. Then I can put my microwave and my refrigerator and all that shit in here. But right now I'm fucked up. So, you know, that's what's going on with me. But hey, look, the money's good. I ain't complaining from a financial standpoint at all. But that's what I've been doing, man. Trying to get antiquated with this new system at this new company. Same work. I mean, the same exact shit I was doing. But it's a lot different as far as paperwork and they, you know, they got a new HOS system, hours of service system over here that I like. The motherfucker is some bullshit compared to what I had, but I ain't complaining. You know, I you know, it's a lot of more tidy work. Let's just say that, as far as like getting everything straight, whatnot, and making sure your paperwork in order and your hours of service up to standard and all that good shit. So that's what I've been doing from a personal standpoint with the channel. Shout out to VanCat, shout out to Ricardo, shout out to Mike, the people that's been over here as a panel with MD's Thoughtbox Live and TFP to a certain extent. You know, everybody knows that VanCat ended TFP over at the Straight Talk Society. We had a hell of a run. 2 years basically over there doing TFP. VanCat had a hell of a format. It was great. I don't want to try to clone that specific format that VanCat had. I don't want to try to copycat it or nothing like that. I'm my own person. I run my show quite differently, like a lot, you know what I'm saying, from VanCat. But as I promised him and I promised everybody else over at Straight Talk Society, TFP will live on. TFP will live on. As far as MD's Thought Box Live, like I said, I don't have my laptop in here at the moment because I don't have any auxiliary power. So I just been focused on getting right, like with work, and so is VanCat and everybody else. So I ain't really been working on any content as of late. But my goal is to bring back TFP sometime this summer. It may be the middle of the summer, it may be the end of the summer, but my goal is to bring back TFP in a new format this summer. And the show in and of itself will be over here at the MD20 channel. It won't be MD's Thought Box Live. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do with MD's Thought Box Live. I may just get rid of MD's Thought Box Live altogether and just make it strictly TFP. I may do 2 separate shows that may be bi-weekly of each other. I may stagger them. I honestly don't know yet. You know what I'm saying? I just simply don't know. But I know for certain, in some form, TFP will be over here at the MD20 channel. That, I got to make that happen, because I think TFP as a show did wonders for not only myself, and not from a channel perspective, but just for I guess you would say a intellectual perspective. It massaged my brain. You know what I'm saying? It massaged my brain because it allowed me to be me and contrast that with different other perspectives, which is cool. Which brings me to the topic of the, like I said, this is sporadic, impromptu. I just got finished talking about contrasting of perspectives, right? Which is a good thing. It shouldn't be a hive mind mentality for any fucking thing. It's a very good thing to have contrasting perspective. Pizza Killer, what's going on? It's a good thing, right? I joined the arena for that very reason, right? Contrasting perspective. I never wanted to be the same as Black Sun. In any, we may agree on certain things or certain topics, but even through agreement, the perspective is what really matters, right? And if it was smoke from an intellectual standpoint, I was with that too. I was the bulldog. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what made the channel fun. So brings me to that brings me to today's topic. And like I said, I ain't gonna be on here long because I gotta go to sleep. I gotta get up in the morning. To give context, and this is for Black Sun too, so I can give context as to why VanCat said what he said on the comment. And let me first say this. To call it a troll comment is passive in and of itself. Why would it be? Now, here's a person that hasn't commented on anything that you've done for over a year. And then you say that it was a troll comment. It wasn't troll. Why couldn't it just be somebody looking at the content, coming up with a conclusion, and going about their merry damn way? Because that's exactly what it was. You know what I'm saying? He saw some of the things that you said. He called it bullshit and said, look, this is pro-Russian propaganda, essentially, and kept it pushing. It should have been not. Now, if you wanted to comment on it or give clarification, fine. I'm not saying that. Hey, that's your prerogative. But to call it a troll comment, I think is low-hanging fruit for a particular feeling for you and your audience, and I don't think that was genuine at all. Let me just say, I just want to preface that ain't no shot or nothing like that, because I'm gonna get into the context of why he made the comment, and also to I guess you would say mend the bridge, so to speak, when it comes to Black Sun. because I really want this to happen. I ain't got to be involved in no way, shape, or form if that's what the parties decide. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to see it happen. Like I really, really do. So let me give context as to why he made that comment. Because I commented first. But I'm assuming, I guess, I don't know. Maybe I'm blocked from the channel. I don't know. Because I'm the one that informed Van Cat about said video that he commented on. That was me. You know, throughout, we got a group chat. Me, Van Cat, Ricardo, Mike, we got a group chat. You know, basically talking about political stuff, but we talk about other shit every now and again. We were talking about, you know, the events of the weekend with Ukraine and Russia. And by the way, bravo, Slava Ukraini. Brilliant operation held by Ukraine. I just say that I don't want to give no detail as to what I feel about it, because that's on y'all. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it at all. I'll save that for when I can have a formal show with the panel. I'm not even gonna say nothing about it. Something told me. Now this was me. This wasn't Van Cat. Something told me. I said, damn. I wonder what Black Sun got to say about what happened this weekend. And I went to your channel. And to me, in my opinion now, this ain't nobody else. Don't, you know, so if it's anything that you want to critique about my viewpoint, you do that on my end. Don't try to tie the two together, because it's not. And again, like I said, it ain't no shot. It ain't, you know, I told him, I said, hey, look, you gotta see this arena video with Black Sun talking about this Ukraine stuff. To me, it was unhinged. Unfucking hinged. You know, for the most part, it was fear mongering. It was definitely America first, circa 1930s, 1940s fear mongering. That's what it was. That's exactly what it was. Some may argue, just on those ends alone, the shit was pro-Russian. Just on the ends of that, you know, if we looking at it to be psychoanalyzed, many would say that. And according to Van Cat's comment, I think he would say it too. Again, I wasn't even aware that he commented until he let me know. So I watched the video and I watched all the shit that Black Sun was saying. I told Van Cat, actually I told the chat, I said, hey man, y'all got to watch this video. Then I called Van Cat. I said, hey, you got to watch this video Black Sun did. He went off the rails about this shit. Off the fucking rails. You got to watch it. I commented on the video, and this is what I said. I cited a quote from Dr. Seuss during the original America First movement, and this is what he said. And I ain't saying it verbatim. You know, I'm just saying it in my own words because I ain't got it pulled up. He said, so the idiots say, now I added to it in the comment. I added to it. He said, so the idiots, it was in a newspaper and he was talking about America First, and he said, so say the idiots of America First. And what I said was, and like I said, I wasn't calling Black Sun no idiot. I was just going off of I was being anti-America First, because initially, based off the context of how Dr. Seuss put it, I put a spin to it via circa 2025. So say the idiots in the 1930s and 1940s, so say America First in 2025. Then I put in that Slava Ukraini, because I'm pro-Ukrainian based on Republican ideals. And the Republican ideal is, the original Republican ideal is to make sure that you spread and maintain democracy and national homogeny around the world. That's a Republican ideal. Republican, that underline that word, Republican. So that's what I typed in there. Later on, Venkat showed me, he typed in there, this is pro-Russian propaganda or pro-Russian, you pro-Russian. I don't know what he said. Something about being pro-Russian. Then Black Sun immediately responded with a video inviting Venkat to the channel to have a discussion. I said, damn. I said, he's serious about this. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we kept that shit moving. We started talking about other shit. I want this discussion to happen because it serves two purposes. First, it serves the purpose of us not really having no smoke with the arena. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that guy. Venkat, I can't speak for him. I can't do that. But from what I know of Venkat and his personality, he ain't that type of person either, right? I have no issue collaborating with the arena. I never have. You know what I'm saying? But what must be known is that I'm going to push back. You know what I'm saying? And I think that should be for anybody. If I can speak for Venkat, I would say that would be his sentiment. There will be pushback. That's just a fact. Now, I advise Venkat, hey, look, if you're going to have some type of discussion with Black Sun, don't do the shit informally. Don't do it. Don't do it. Because you're going to get inundated with the babble. You don't want to get inundated with the MAGA babble. It's going to overpower you. You don't want to do that. If you're going to have a discussion with Black Sun, do it formally. Have a presentation set up. Give him time to formulate his premise and go from there. That's the best way to do it. With Black Sun, not just Black Sun, but the MAGA maniac alike. You know what I'm saying? That's the best way to do it. Because you're going to get inundated with misinformation, storytelling, lies, and shit that can't be backed up via a source. And he gonna get you into a Google maelstrom, and you gonna get carpal tunnel from typing, trying to figure out what the fuck you talking about. And he gonna get you in an aha moment by saying, "Hey, look, you don't even know what's going on," even though he's just going off of talking points. So I would advise. Now, this is me. I would advise Venkat say, "Hey, look, I'm glad to have this discussion with you, but let's get a proper topic and let's present information to the people." That's what I would say. That's just me. I ain't gonna speak for him. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? It would warm my heart, right? If this was me in that position. It warmed my heart. And like I said, shout out to Black Sun, man. Look, all the shit that we said about each other in the past, I'm not worried about that shit, bro. You know, you've been doing your thing, I've been doing mine. You know, I haven't been watching your content, but I would take it as a badge of honor just for me saying, hey, look, I got to know what Black Sun talk, because this was a huge development. You know, despite what side of the aisle you on, despite where you at, where the line drawn in the sand, I took time out to say, hey, look, I would like to know this perspective. Again, I think it was unhinged. I think this shit was off the rails. But I had enough respect for you to say, hey, look, I want to know where he falls with these current developments in Ukraine and Russia. That's just a fact. So from that standpoint, I'm hoping that this shit can happen some type of way. even if it's going, well, it wouldn't be necessarily neutral if it was on my channel, because my StreamYard is already set up, ready to go. I already got the rocket strapped to it. So if you don't mind, and like I said, I can shut the hell up. I ain't got to say a damn word. I'll let y'all rock out. But I would say, to keep you from having to set up any StreamYard or anything, you can have it right here on MD's Thought Box Live. And I'll let y'all go at it. And then at the end of the discussion, we can all shake hands and possibly collaborate with some type of future endeavor. That's just a fact. That's where I'm at with it. I ain't got no smoke with Arena. I appreciate everything Black Sun did for me as far as giving me a platform, and now I'm extending the olive branch to him. So with that being said, hey, all you gotta do is let me know, and we can rock. And we can rock. This platform will always be open to you. Now, if you can't take the heat, then I would respectfully say to you, then you maybe need to get out the kitchen. It ain't got to be no type of heated argument. I ain't with that shit. Me and Vec Cat argue all the time. You know what I'm saying? Vec Cat is a lefty loony. He'll tell you that. He'll tell you he's an anti-capitalist lefty loony. That's just what it is. But me and Vec Cat can vibe off each other's conversation and make it entertaining. That's why I fuck with Vec Cat. You know what I'm saying? That's why I fuck with people like Ricardo. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. So from that standpoint, Vec Cat, hey, I hope you do it in some form or fashion. Black Sun, like I said, hey, my platform is open to you right now. You know, it ain't no thing. And we could chop it up like the good old days. Again, my evolution, my ideological evolution has gotten to the point where I don't agree with damn near all the shit that you say. But that don't mean that we got to fight about it. You know what I'm saying? You want to make it entertaining, or you want to echo chamber. I don't want no echo chamber. You know, I don't want no echo chamber at all. I just want to get on here and have fun and have intellectual discourse. And the best way to do that is through formal debate. That's just the best way to do it. And I always been with formal debate. Always. I've been ready about any topic, any subject that's critical to us as a people. Us as a people. And when I say people, I mean every fucking body. So with that being said, I just wanted to come here and chop it up with y'all. Nothing long form. Wanted to give an update on what was going on. Like I said, TFP will return this summer. I've been working on all type of shit as far as graphics and videos and a format that's going to be suitable for everybody. You know what I'm saying? So that, you know, that'll be right here on the MD20 channel. I've been thinking, see, I got MD's War Room right now. And let me put that out here. Fuck it. MD's War Room, I ain't did nothing on it. I had plans for it as far as shit that I wanted to do. But I'll tell you what stopped me with MD's War Room as of right now. A video I don't think it was the last MD Thought Box Live. It was an MD Thought Box Live that I did, maybe the second to last. It got blocked. I didn't get no strike or nothing like that. So I had to sit down and think. I said, man, like, do I really want to crash out with the MD's War Room channel? Because if TFP is going to be its own entity per se via a show, And that'll be something that I have to talk to VanCat about. Should we just create a TFP channel? So I'm in between thoughts of saying, should TFP just be a show on my channel? Because it's not mine per se, you know what I'm saying? Or should TFP be its own entity on its own channel, controlled by the people that are involved in TFP? So I've been contemplating that. I've been contemplating it. So I don't know if I want to just crash out, because if I crash out, it's gonna be some wild shit on MD's War Room channel. I'm talking about putting up full audio books or other folks shit, movies, all type of shit. You know what I'm saying? That's really what I want to do. I don't want to fuck with Rumble. I don't. I think Rumble is a cesspool. Now it can still be used as a tool, but if I take it over to Rumble, the people that fuck with me on YouTube is not gonna fuck with me on Rumble, because it's a certain mindset of people that follow my ideology and the shit that I talk about. I mean, I can always get a following on Rumble, but it'll just be a different type of follow. People that I really don't want to interact with. You know what I'm saying? It's possible, but I just don't see a play in it. You know what I mean? So that's something else I need to talk to VanCat and Ricardo about. You know, would it just be a better play if we just create a TFP channel? You know what I mean? I already got MD's War Room. I can easily just change the name of that channel, and that'll be TFP channel. And you know, we can always stream it to my channel or the VanCat. We can simulcast it. That ain't no problem. But I want a safe space where everybody that's involved with the show can post whatever content they got, and it'll be centralized in one area. So I don't know yet. We'll see. We'll see how that go. If I choose to go a different route, that's what I'll do. Because last weekend, I'll tell this last story and I'm out. Last weekend, I seriously was thinking about recording the entirety, because I was listening to it, you know, while I was thinking this. Recording the entirety of the Original Sin by Jake Tapper and Alex Thompson, and just posting that shit on YouTube. Because I listened to that book on audiobook, just posting it, saying fuck it. I knew I was gonna get a strike from it, but at least somebody was like, oh shit, the Original Sin book on YouTube, and just posting that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I still want to do the Turner Diaries book. I still want to do that. I know that shit gonna get blocked. You know, on Rumble, not so much. But here, I know it definitely get blocked on YouTube. So we'll see. We'll see. Shout out to Ricardo. Ricardo say, I feel like Black Sun is going to be, oh shit, I can't see, big with MAGA rhetoric. And that's why it needs to be formal. That's why it needs to be formal. Because I don't want the discussion to be rhetorical. You know, and inevitably that's what it'll be. Whether it's Black Sun or VanCat. It shouldn't be a rhetorical debate. Or I ain't gonna say debate, discussion. It shouldn't be that. VanCat, you lay out your premise. Black Sun, you lay out your premise and go from there. And provide sources. That's what I think it should be. That's the only way that I think you can that you can get some edification from it. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion. And I think VanCat understands that. Hell, to a certain degree, I think Black Sun understand that. I think the time for just like you said, babbling, like I don't think we should have that type of discussion. Not no more. That shit is over with. that shit is over with. You know what I'm saying? And I think we can grow a rapport collectively from both channels, based off that. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, that's right, Cardo. TFP 2.0. TFP 2.0. So yeah, that's why I'm at with it. Like I said, I'm gonna let y'all go to sleep because I'm about to go to sleep. I'm tired as hell. And like I said, I got to get up early. I got to get up early because usually on Thursdays, I try to get to St. Augustine early so I can get back and get home early. So I can have time to. I like to get back on Fridays where I can run errands and do shit like that. So that's why I'm at with it, man. Hey, the olive branch is extended, Black Sun. I'm letting you know that off the bat. Vancat, like I said, I don't know. I guess I'm blocked. I guess I'm blocked from the channel. I don't fucking know. So I don't even know if Black Sun gonna hear this. So I'll say to Vancat, since you ain't blocked, send him this video. Tag him in a post to this video so he can see it. So he can see that the olive branch is extended. And like I said, it ain't necessarily got to be this channel. I know this is where we usually converge, but it ain't got to be this channel. It could be straight up Vancat channel. Vancat got access to the studio. He got access to my studio. All the tools that I got, Vancat got. So we could do it straight to his channel. I ain't got to be involved at all. At all. You know what I'm saying? And I shouldn't be involved because you specifically invited Vancat, not me. You invited him. So it should be him. He got access to all the tools at my disposal. So he can go over there. We don't do content on Trevor channel no more. So it's gonna have to be either Black Sun channel or Vancat channel via my studio. You know what I'm saying? Hell, even if it's some stuff that you wanna propose, Black Sun, you got access to my studio. Not from an administrative standpoint, you don't. But if it's something that you want to add, whatever the situation may be, feel free. And like I said, I don't know if it's a formal title that you want to go with. All I know is you wanted to contest the claims of your channel being pro-Russian. You know, I don't know exactly how that's going to be formulated, but hey, again, just let me know. Let me know. And with that being said, shout out to everybody that's going to watch this video later on. Shout out to the Arena Uncensored. Again, if it weren't for the Arena Uncensored, I wouldn't be here. That's a fact. So, you know, with that being said, you know, I got to extend that same olive branch that was extended to me. I ain't got no smoke. I ain't got no smoke at all. All I do is work, bro. All I do is work, man. So with that being said, peace to everybody that's going to watch this video later on. Like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think this should happen? I have no quarrels with a collab. I don't. You know, I think it's fruitful in certain ways. And, you know, I've always said that a MAGA Maniac voice need to be here, you know, with Vancat being a progressive, to a certain extent, me and Ricardo being moderates. You know, I think Ricardo is more conservative, and I'm not necessarily conservative. I'm more toward the libertarian side. So all we missing is a MAGA Maniac. All we're missing is a MAGA Maniac, man. And like I said, I'm the type of person, especially when it comes to formulating the show, I'm the type of person that'll put MAGA Maniac content into the show. It's going to be disputed, no doubt. And it's probably going to be a Hydra versus one person, you know. I guess you could say Hydra versus Odysseus. That's just what it's gonna be. Because I got smoke for that. I got smoke for the Megamaniac Riddler. Because I know how to dismantle it. You know what I'm saying? Especially from an intellectual standpoint. I can do that. But I ain't fucking with the getting in your feelings and rope-a-doping and ad hominem attack. I'm not. This ain't the time for that. We're living in a crucial moment right now. So with that being said, the ball in your court, Black Sun. Ball in your court, man. With that, I'm gonna say peace.